Are you tired of the dullness of life? Do you wish that there was a mod that could brighten up even the simplest things in your game? Then this mod is for you. And to start things off, we're gonna have to open up this gigantic hatch. Now the reason why is because we're going to have to go into the dark. And this is definitely about as dark as you could possibly get. Oh, and by the way, if you think there's a bottom to this, there is not. Alright, we finally did land in an area where we can fully test this. This is the one and only Better Lights mod. I know a lot of you guys did suggest this, and anyone who did, thank you so much. It's going to be a mod that enhances your lighting effects. To give you some good examples here, the muzzle flash from your SMG. Now we did take a look at a mod that was kind of like this. I do believe, wasn't that the blue mod? I'll put that in the top right corner. Amazing mod, by the way. And this one is going to kind of take that to a whole nother level in terms of what it affects, because it's not just your guns, it's a lot more than that. But we can even see the bullets as they hit a surface will even have some kind of glow to them. Now just to show you guys, there are a bunch of settings as well. You can change every single individual portion of this mod. It's kind of insane. Now the creator did use AI to help create this mod. I know that's kind of a very controversial topic right now, but I think it's fine as long as they didn't just use AI to make the mod. Like if it's not just AI slop, I mean that would be for a whole different type of video. But this, I think, is perfectly fine. It's pretty well executed, and I don't see it as some lame AI mod. It really does have its uses. But I also don't want to discredit mod makers that spend hours on this kind of work, because I understand that AI is kind of a scary thing right now in this day and age. However, we're going to move on. Let's go ahead and see what it does look like when you shoot it with it off. So, the actual effects of the muzzle flash, as you can see, we still have that. You have to turn everything off individually, which I kind of wish for testing purposes I could just turn it all off. And maybe there is a way for that, but I haven't figured it out. But check it out. The bullets on the wall are not glowing anymore. But I'm going to go ahead and put it back on. Now we can actually see that glow. And by the way, this is what it looks like when the muzzle flash is turned off. Look at that. That is pathetic. It barely even lights up the gun. But then with it back on, it lights up the entire surrounding area. So really good so far. We're definitely not doing too shabby. Going on to the pulse rifle, one thing I love about this is the effects aren't just static. As you can see from the bullets we shoot, they're kind of like a bluish greenish white. I don't think anyone's ever described that color in that way before, but you can see that it's pretty accurate to what you'd expect from this type of weapon. Now again, we're going to get the same exact effects, but turning both of them off, I mean, this doesn't even really light up anything. You can kind of see, like my hand, if you really squint. And then with it all back on, again, absolutely transformative experience, and you're going to see a lot of that in this mod. Next up, we're going to try the Crossbow, because the Crossbow is very special. For one, that superheated rod is always, well, hot. So it's going to constantly emit some form of radiation, and we can see it's lighting up the gun. Now you might think, well, it's always done that, but you'd be fooled, because if we go ahead, turn it off, I mean, the rod is still very visible, but the gun, the crossbow, it kind of just disappeared. Turning it back on, and we can see a very ever so faint glow of our weapon. It looks good, and again, you can even use it as like a rudimentary light source if you really do want to. Going up against a wall, you can see the glow effect. Once again, turning it off, you don't get that. I'm kissing the wall right now, but you can't even tell. Now this same effect also applies to your gravity gun and your fizz gun, and I love the blue glow of the fizz gun. It looks freaking awesome. Oh, and by the way, if you were worried about whether the color of your fizz gun is taken into account, you need not worry, because it does. Whatever you have your fizz gun color set to, it will apply accordingly to the ambient color that you're seeing here. Oh, and by the way, you gotta see what the crossbow looks like when you shoot it. It's so cool. I love how it just lights up the entire area through the tunnel. It's pretty sweet. And one thing I do like is when the bolt does stick into the wall, it'll even continue glowing for a few seconds after, just to kind of really run it home that this is a superheated rod. Fun fact, by the way, even the laser on the RPG, I mean, look at that. It's even lighting up the wall that we're looking at. That's pretty insane. And if you get close to the wall, even the laser that's emitting from the actual RPG itself is also a light source. So Kind of reminds me of the Half-Life 1 flashlight, if you guys remember how bad that was. Next up, let's talk about pickups, because yes, even these get a really cool ominous glow. You can see here's the battery, and then here's the health vials. Turning it off, and you can just see how flat it looks now. I mean, obviously the glow from the model is still there, but that's really kind of just a color that's kind of just shooting through the darkness. Turning it back on, and there we go again. That very faint glow. It's small, but you're gonna see stuff like this throughout the entire mod. It affects an insane amount of things, like even the antlion grub. You can see here's the grub with all of its glory, very glowy. By the way, here's what it looks like with it off. There is still that glow, but it's kind of like an artificial effect. It's not affecting the surroundings. And this is with it on. So again, very hard to see, but there is definitely some more detail that we can see around the grub. Oops. Yeah, don't even ask. Oh, and just by the way, this does extend to the antlion guard, which is not going to be fun fighting in a dark tunnel, but at least we can see it better. Turning off the glow, again, there is still that kind of like fake artificial glow, but I can't see anything around it, which is definitely a lot scarier to deal with. Turning it back on, and now we can definitely get a better idea of our surroundings when we're dealing with this thing. Next up, I really did want to test the energy balls because, I mean, these are notorious light emitters, and yeah, it looks really cool. You can completely light up an entire room with it. Now, just to show you what it looks like without it on, yeah, not even a faint bit of glow. It is really lame. Turning it back on, and it's completely transformative. Now, there's probably like a dozen other things that this does affect, so I'm gonna quickly go through them just so I don't have to sit here and make it a 20-minute video. We got combine mines. We got combine scanners. We got man hacks. We got roller mines. Now, the roller mine is definitely one of my favorites. It's, again, very faint, but I'm also a big fan of the resistance one, just because of the really cool coloration. Oh my god, look at that. This is a perfect display of the add-on. When you kind of throw everything together, there's a lot of cool things going on, and all of it is very well lit. Alright, so like I said, I could talk about every individual small feature, but I'm gonna end it on the fire effect, because yes, even that got updated. We're gonna go ahead and show what it looks like with it on. And it looks awesome. It lights up an entire area. It's pretty big, it's not too small, and it looks great. And by the way, this is what it looks like with it off. I'm not kidding. There's nothing. There's no ambient light at all. So if you were ever afraid to take a shot in the dark, well, hey, guess what? Now you don't have to. As always, though, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say down below. Links will be in the description. Leave a like and subscribe if you guys want. Again, I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments. And what is your favorite lighting mod? I'd love to also hear about that. But until then, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching this until the end, and farewell.